Today's Trump speech was his entire presidency synthesised into a single event. You had government property once again being illegally used for a campaign rally.
So I just want to thank you all for being on the White House lawn.
You had a mass of people tightly packed in the middle of a pandemic. And finally, a COVID-positive president without a mask.
First of all, I'm feeling great. I don't know about you.
Trump's uncharacteristically short speech was mainly focused on getting black and Latino voters to support him, in part by telling them that they already were.
Every day, more black and Latino Americans are leaving behind left-wing politicians and their failed ideology.
He even stayed on message when complimenting T-shirts.
What beautiful colors. Where did you get that color, Candace?
Subtle. And yet it may not be a bad strategy for Trump, given much of the Latino vote is still up for grabs.
We're a movement of inclusivity, and we want to show the love.
According to polls, 65% of Latino voters plan to vote for rival Joe Biden, which sounds like good news for Joe, but that number's a whopping 14 points down from Hillary's 79% in 2016. So he's also spent the weekend a courting, reminding voters of colour just how badly Trump's COVID response failed them.
Black, Latino, Asian American, and Native American communities are especially hit hard. More than 40,000 Latinos have died from COVID-19.
With so many factors in play in November, this election could come down to who can better make their case to minority voters.
The fact is that I've done more for the black community than any president since Abraham Lincoln. I say it, nobody can dispute it. Nobody can dispute it, it's true.
Well, here to dispute it is our man in Washington, Michael Williams. Michael, we just heard Donald Trump saying again that he's done more for the black community than any president since Lincoln. How does that square up with your report card on him?
Well, it's almost like the beginning of a joke or something, you know. It doesn't really make any sense. I mean, it's very easy to point out presidents like, on a very serious note, to take up presidents like, let's say, Barack Obama, the one that preceded him. Let's say President Lyndon Johnson, who started the Great Society, who brought in programs like the Voting Rights Act. Very easy to dispute that. So that would be a solid no from me.
Michael, the last big event that Trump held at the White House with supporters in attendance was dubbed a super spreader event by Dr. Fauci. Is he secretly trying to kill his supporters and staff?
Well, it's not such a secret if that's his plan, because if you look at the roster, basically, they're running the whole White House on a skeleton crew. Look, I don't know if it's his plan or if this is just Darwin being Darwin, because the White House up until this point has not followed any of the guidelines that are expressed to if you want to save yourself and not catch this disease. They've done the exact opposite. So that may be his plan, but I think it's gone public now, definitely.
Michael, surely Trump can't win. He's so far behind in the polls in the key states. This isn't 2016.
I think you're probably right that the polls, polls so inexact, so unpredictable with the polls. But the thing to watch are when you poll, not only who do you want to win, but who do you think is better on the economy? Who do you think is better on COVID? Who do you think is more reliable and trustworthy? Biden is up on double digit in all of those, especially the categories of 65 and older, which Trump swept last time. Yeah. Combine that with the fact that Biden does not have the negative favorable that Hillary Clinton did. The last election cycle was an unpopularity contest. This time, Trump is making the mistake of running against Biden and the possibility of a Biden presidency, and that's the same mistake that Hillary made against Trump. So anything can still happen. Every day is a lifetime in politics, but if you're going to go by numbers, those are the ones to watch.
OK, Michael, just 3 weeks to go. Thanks for your time this evening.
So welcome. Thank you.
Hey guys, one Trump fan was asked if she thought he'd be re-elected and felt very passionately about it. She did decide to censor herself though, but only the first time.
Because I think the people that are just tired of the BS are the people that don't really get heard, because they're tired of the nonsense. This world has gone batshit crazy.
That could have been BS as well, I guess.
True. We'll be back after the break. Don't go anywhere.